Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Grass. This is the Grassroots 304 podcast, and tonight my special guests are the band Lucid Evolution, and they're here from Richmond, Virginia. And I swear, this is your all's first night here at the shop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome to the shop, guys.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah, you want to pass around the mic and say your names?
I'm Cam, guitar.
I'm Lynne. Many things I do.
Okay.
I'm Brian, play percussion.
I'm Sammy, the Funk Master General.
Funk Master General, I like that. And you guys, you had the Funk Master General nickname. Do you all have any nicknames for yourselves? No,
Not me, no.
Just
I
your
try to
names.
just keep it cool, no nicknames.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, tell me, you all, Lucid Evolution. It is a cool name. Was Sleepy Devolution already taken, or did you guys just want to sound like a band that time travels in a band full of incense?
Time traveling is very interesting. But yeah, no, it's an evolution.
Okay.
And
I mean,
I'd say we're lucid, but we're very evolution.
Yeah. What's that? What's the name stem from? What's the meaning behind that?
What does it stem from?
well, we're long time ago we were just lucid, and the Lucid Evolution came later when we stepped out of just simply only doing covers and started writing, our own music and working on originals. So that was the evolution right there. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. And what kind of covers did you start out, playing?
I mean, when we first started out, a lot of psych rock, some, just like old 70s tunes, jamming them out and stuff, just kind of switching them up, that kind of stuff,
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that comes from maybe some of your influences?
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, I'm going to stop talking after this one. Somebody else needs to talk. But for me personally, way into, Floyd and Zeppelin and, some cool, darker stuff like Sabbath and, just that cool, chill 70s vibe, pretty much.
Okay.
Who's next?
Yeah, and then we met Cam and Sam, me, and, they brought their fun, different, unique things that they like, and so it's the evolution,
Okay.
the blend.
Okay. And how long you all been playing together?
Since March 23rd, 2023,
2023. Okay.
at
So
6:30 p.m.
So you're still fresh at. Well, not really so more. Now it's 2025. It's almost 2 years into
Yes,
it, right?
2 years.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in 2024.
We're learning how to walk now,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to
We're
crawl
gonna
before you
crawl.
walk, right?
That's
That's part of the evolution, isn't it?
It's part of the evolution.
Right.
That's right, man.
All right, let's see here.
Your turn, bro.
All right, so you describe your music as a psychedelic jam rock band on a scale of from I see colors when I close my eyes to I can hear my neighbor's thoughts. Where are we at on that spectrum?
Yes.
You can hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Just yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I dig that. It's sometimes you got to get into the. Sometimes you got to get into the right mindset for these things, but sometimes you just feel it automatically. So.
Yeah, I'd say with us, it's definitely we're light enough psychedelia that people can get into it without having to be super psychedelic, but we're heavy enough that all the psychedelic heads get what they ask for when we play.
Okay. Okay, so you can get heavy into the deep grooves and the heavy psychedelic trance sort of vibe that goes on with with a jam band. I mean, jam band is very specific, but like a psychedelic rock band, I should say. Okay, you think instead of watching and visually seeing it, if you closed your eyes, that it would tell a different story than what you would see on stage?
Depends on the night, but I'd say it's definitely a fully immersive experience.
Fully immersive. Okay. Okay, I dig it. Yeah. Are you okay over there?
I have it's okay. I have tardive dyskinesia. It's a
Okay.
disorder that makes my hands and arms shake sometimes.
Okay. All right.
All good.
I just thought I was like, man, maybe he's nervous for a second. It's like,
No,
okay.
no. I'm the
Okay.
last thing from nervous.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Are they coming for me yet?
Sorry to bring that up. It just
No, no worries.
You all talked earlier about coming together. How the band form? Were you all like childhood friends or Craigslist roommates? Like you got a weird story or an interesting story about the formation?
Well, I actually did join the band through Craigslist.
Oh, yeah?
Found the advert on there.
Okay.
Picked it up, stopped by the house, and got into some cool jams. And since then, it's just been grooving out and rocking out.
Okay, interesting. It's funny that you say that though, because I wasn't expecting to actually hear somebody say Craigslist of all things. Yeah. Okay.
Surprisingly useful.
Yeah. Every band has a horror story about a show that's gone wrong. What's one of your worst or weirdest things that's ever happened on stage? Bonus points if somebody was arrested or something blew up.
Is it okay to talk about DMV? Do you want to take that, Brian?
No, DMV. Yeah, talk about
Without
it.
naming names.
Somewhere in the DMV area.
Yeah.
Where is the DMV specifically? Not the
DMV.
Department of Motor Vehicles.
That would
So,
DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay,
DC, Maryland,
okay.
Virginia. Okay. I always
But
think it's
you're actually
Delaware, Maryland,
probably-
Virginia, but either which.
Okay.
Yeah, show gone horribly wrong. Not the vibe we were expecting. Also in a total heavy downpour, and we're trying to load gear in a complete and total tropical storm. And then they cut us off after 10 minutes. But it's cool, I would go back for the food
Yeah.
and absolutely nothing else.
Wild. What is it?
hey, those Philly cheesesteaks.
Sandwiches were great.
Yeah.
I could say that.
Yeah, so food was good, but the atmosphere and the staff weren't so good. Okay. All right. And why would they cut you off after 10 minutes?
Well, they had probably 20 more acts than they should have had that day, and we were supposed to be at the very end, and
Yeah.
of course they were running so late, and obviously with the storm coming in, it messed everything up, and so people that were supposed to have an hour, were winding up with 15 minutes. People that were supposed to have a half an hour were getting one song, by
Right.
the end of it. So it just, it's one of those shows that was like, everybody was soaking wet and sticky and,
Yeah.
muggy, and it was like, and everybody was getting cut off short, and everybody's
Right.
just walking around pissed off all day, basically. So
Sounds
but
like a
I
wild
mean,
time.
I mean, yeah, it was a good time if it, like we had some bomb ass food while we were there. I
Yeah.
will say that.
We're all about the food. We
I mean,
love
all
to
day,
eat.
all day.
Okay, so
Sammy
there-
can talk about that for the next hour.
So there's some balance to it at least. Some
It was a
positive
good
to it.
time. I mean, we made the most of it.
Okay, so I guess that was like an outdoor show, like an outdoor
It
event.
was like indoor and outdoor, and then
Okay.
they were forced to move the whole thing indoor, because of the storm, and so that was like another.
That's a
issue.
bummer, right?
It was a big bummer.
And so like it was a real hot muggy day when it was storming, and it was like no AC inside, and just like
Yeah.
there was like thousands of people walking through there. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm,
just
yeah.
like it's just
like steaming.
This
yeah.
has
Yeah.
obviously brought up a lot of traumatic feelings. We're in a safe space.
good to know because I hadn't.
It's
dealt with
over.
this.
We're
Right,
2
yeah.
years later, and we're here in nice, warm West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, I'd say best Virginia, but you guys are
It
East
is
Virginians,
best
so
Virginia.
yeah. I always make that joke with people from Virginia and say East Virginia. Yeah, you
It's
guys
so
know.
beautiful here.
It's
so
beautiful
pretty.
in Virginia too.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
like the mountains.
I love the mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. It kind of sucks that it isn't as flat, so maybe our population isn't as big, and there's things to it. But the mountains are beautiful. Anytime that I go outside of the state and then it gets flat, of course I miss home. And then you come back in, you start seeing them, and it's like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to do anything outdoors?
Disc golf.
Disc golf? That's what's up. Yeah, I like disc golfing.
Disc golf. Yeah.
Yeah, you any good?
No.
No, neither am I. I suck. I'll chip mine right into the woods. And
Outside
never
is
find it.
in out of this door.
Sure, yeah, out in the woods, out in nature.
I like to go for a walk.
Yeah, that's good. I've been walking recently, more than I had before.
But I need to do it some
Yeah.
more. We have a really cool hiking path.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Yeah. What kind of things you all do on your off time when you're not, on the road and staying busy?
Hold on. This comes from Cam.
Okay.
All right, so this past year I've gotten into a hobby of competitive pinball. Are you familiar with pinball?
Yes.
What's your favorite machine that you've played?
I don't know. My dad had movie stores when I was growing up and pinball machines in those, so I, whatever they'd load me some free credits on, I played. We had South Park. Yeah, South Park pinball. That was fun.
It's a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that for the past year, gotten pretty
Okay.
good. I've actually qualified myself for the national finals.
Really?
Happening next week in Rochester, New York.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I've been doing that a lot. The band is kind of more of a side thing for me.
Is it really? See? Okay. Is there
Pinball wizard first,
Well-
and then he's a wizard in the band.
the pinball wizard? I like that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what's the championship like? There's a lot of competition to it.
Oh, yeah. Certainly. I mean, it's a single elimination bracket. You've got a lot of the best players in the world, and I'm just starting out, so I'm ready to get humbled. But I'll
Okay.
learn something.
All right.
Have fun.
And if you win, what's the grand prize?
Ooh, I think the grand prize is a new in-box pinball machine. But
Okay.
if you don't get first, you get any other placement, you'll still get some money.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's cool.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. You won't go home a loser then, right? Everybody wins.
No, everybody's happy to be there.
That's competitive pinball. I've never heard of such a thing, but I guess it can be for anything, right?
Certainly.
Yeah. Okay.
Competitive jam bands.
Hey, that's like Battle of the Bands. Yeah, right.
Battle of the Jam Band.
Battle of the Jam Bands. Hey, we're on to something now. All right, we do that. You guys are going to automatically be on the list since we've talked about it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And you get to pick like what time you want to play instead of be like first or last or see what you're up against.
Last is such an advantage if we're talking Battle of the Bands.
Because if you're first, you got to like really blow it out of the water. Yeah. Because
like everyone's gonna forget about you if you're just like
Right.
solid. But you finish out strong, you can make everyone else not matter.
yeah. What kind of antics would you do on stage to stand out in front of a crowd?
Well, we're ready to do just about anything. We're very competitive.
Did you pull an Aussie?
I used to just like to take all my clothes off and run around naked. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
Birthday
it.
suit.
If you're not into that.
That was just Tuesday.
Yeah, more like a Monday in our house.
More like a Monday.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I might do some more weird stuff, but
Before the show, is there any like pre-show rituals that you do? Any like group hugs, high fives, or y'all just like have
we
like
eat a
a
bunch of
unanimous
mushrooms.
decision? Mushrooms. I noticed that earlier. Yeah. Yeah, you weren't lying when you when you were saying that earlier either.
this is a very important topic for us.
Let's talk about it.
That's what we like to do for fun.
Okay.
And also, what other things do we like to
Hey,
do?
this is all open. Like nobody's sponsoring this. This is JRE times 10. You guys like DMT?
I got a hobby.
Yeah, tell me about your hobby.
I play Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Like then that's the card game, right? Magic cards?
Yes.
Okay. I got a stack at home. I'll bring to you next time I see
Oh, please. I'm always looking for new cards.
you. Okay. You guys have any other hobbies aside from magic cards, mushrooms,
DMT, yeah.
Deemsters? Yeah, okay.
DMT, yeah.
Yeah, freebasing or like out of the little pins.
I like freebase.
Yeah, okay, good call there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's less you
Don't
have to
take
consume.
that out of context.
Hey, well, don't we all kind of like do DMT when we go to bed at night in our dreams? Our brain releases small amounts of and when we're born as well, right? Yeah, small bits of dimethyltryptamine, right? Yeah, see, I know a thing or two. Yeah. Okay. The mushrooms, is there like a specific kind, like a specific strain of mushroom that you prefer over another when it comes to performance or just enjoying yourself?
Well, there's some good stuff
Whatever
out there.
kinds we get our hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that,
Okay.
which currently is a Z strand, which
Yeah,
is
Z
pretty
strand.
decent,
Pretty good.
nice and good, real good.
But it's
mellow
very healing.
Body buzz and just
Even
make
if
you
you
feel
do a
good.
microdose.
It's just like getting a big warm hug, and it's
Right.
like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
feeling it now. It's nice.
Right?
One microdose a day keeps the depression at bay.
Yeah, I like that. And it's actually,
I just play pinball.
you just play pinball. There you go. Yeah, there's some studies with microdosing done too, right? How it helps people with depression and
Oh, yeah.
PTSD. Yes, there's many
Yeah.
benefits to that.
And
My-
like helps with that addiction too. There's a
Addiction.
lot
Mm-hmm.
of people that have been addicted to some really, really harsh stuff. And,
Right, the
you know,
opiates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
it's-
and others too. I mean, even alcohol, tobacco, cocaine. I mean, all
Mhm.
these
All-
heroin. I mean, people.
All
you
the
know,
things that people really like.
Right.
And what it can do to you initially is kind of force you to purge some of that out of your system. Depending on how the application and all.
Right.
And some people aren't a big fan of that, but it's all part of the experience.
It's a lot of shadow work, so it's kind of like therapy, and you're able to deal with your own stuff.
Right. I often found that whenever, if I ate some, and I wouldn't want to say this, and I've had bad trips before, but like eating some and having a lot on my mind, or things going on that might have been out of my control, my anxiety would get high sometimes over it, and it was a lot of self-reflection on things that I needed to change. Yeah, so oftentimes I would avoid eating mushrooms and doing things like that, so I didn't have to deal with the thoughts of like shit that's out of my control, or things I might not feel that I'm living up to my potential and myself in. So yeah, I like psychedelics though. That's they're fun, and the everything's right in moderate terms,
Yeah.
So don't go eat a handful, like an eighth of mushrooms, and think you're gonna have a blast. Because you might, but you might have a bad fucking time too if you're not prepared for it. So yeah.
But even still, like the time that you described, and were those moments where it kind of forces you to deal with some things that you might not have been really focused on, right, and dealing with. Even in those moments, like looking back when it's like a year later, you look back and what you thought was a bad trip, you look back and you're like, wow, that really taught me something. And actually it was awesome, and it was teaching me on its terms, not mine. And that's why I didn't enjoy it at the time. But looking back, I see it now sometimes,
It's part of the growth, and whether you want to say it spiritually or not, it is. And it helps you really think about those things, and try to, I don't know, overcome them, make you feel more at ease with them, or just, show you like what things to change in your life so that you can prevent that in the future. So yeah,
help you get right.
That's right. Yeah, it's I think I always had a better trip on LSD though. So yeah. So you guys ever been to Dome Fest? You heard of Dome Fest?
Heard of it, haven't
it's
been.
Pigeons,
I'd like to go.
Pigeons playing ping pong's music
Yeah.
festival. Yeah, they moved that here to West Virginia this year.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be at Ace Adventure Resort, which
Yeah,
is
I did see that now.
yeah,
I
where they
saw that.
hold Mountain Music Fest. If you guys have heard of that,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they're doing that this year, and it's a little tie in between that is. Best time I ever had a really good trip on L was at Dome Fest, and there were some guys that I assume poured some liquid into like a big jug of fruit juice, and I was just naive and not really thinking too much about it. Probably cottonmouth throughout the day and not drinking anything. Yeah, and I saw a big jug of juice. I was like, hey, can I get a drink? They're like, yeah, man, go right ahead. I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, oh, that tastes so good. I haven't tasted anything sweet all day. They're like, hey, you want another drink? I'm like, yeah, sure. I go get you. Yeah, go right ahead. I'm like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Okay. And yeah, like had a evening was great and everything, and I had no idea I was under the influence until I pulled my phone out at some point of the night and clicked it on, and like everything was distorted and sideways on it. I was like,
That's
wow.
awesome.
So it was
Surprise.
Yeah, great time though. It was nice, like easy going in, I guess easy going out.
Nice.
Didn't have the like jitters, the come up jitters sort of thing that you might experience sometimes. So yeah, I think about the one time that was really good. Dome Fest.
Nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
Sounds like a party.
I had a similar. I had kind of a similar experience with gummies. I thought I was just eating like a regular, edible, just pot, and turns out it was acid. Now it's like,
oh shit.
Oops. Now I know.
Right.
You're in now.
Yeah.
Fasten
Right.
your
No
seatbelts.
turning back.
Yeah. I'll see you on the other side, right?
That's right. Essentially.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, you
Good
guys are cool
Well,
so far.
We have our moments.
according to who?
Yeah, I've got my moments too. Let's see. I've skipped through a couple of these here. We've actually some of the stuff we talked about, so don't have to ask that. Let's see. Hey, you've got a new album coming out soon called The Late Dawn. Tell me about the dynamics of recording the album.
Dynamics of recording the album.
Interesting.
Well, first of all, it's all live.
Okay.
We do all the tracking live, and of course we go back and do extra parts and vocals later. But to lay it down, we go in there with a song in our heads, and usually it's a song we've played for a little while before. Like these songs we knew for a good amount of time before we hit the studio with them.
Yeah.
And ideally, and it led to us knowing what we wanted in the studio, and so we didn't have any super crazy amount of takes for an individual song. And we communicate with each other very well with what we want, and like how we react to a take and how we feel about a song. We'll talk to each other about it before we go forward with it.
So when it comes to, I guess like writing the songs though, is there specific like do you all work together to write the songs, or is it like each of you have your own thing and then you say, hey, here's what I got going on, let's see what we can do with it.
And that process has been evolving too, because initially Lynne kind of had like a big old bank of songs and lyrics, that we just kind of built from, but now we've kind of run through a lot of that, and so it's sort of evolved into more of everybody coming together, more collaboratively from the very beginning, whereas before it was everybody kind of write your parts, kind of thing, and now we're like writing the songs together, which is cool.
Yeah, I like that. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah, see, I always like to ask that with the bands because everybody has their own, way of going into how they're going to write, a song or produce an album sort of thing, and it's always different from one to another. So, it's good to hear that. Some people are like, oh, like like this guy only writes all the music, and then we just play along with it, or
that happens a lot of times. Yeah, a lot of
you have a collaborative.
Yeah, it's more fun when everybody's involved. Definitely.
It makes it more. It's all of you together. You all put the whole album together. It's yours, and it's not just one. I suppose where I'm going with this. Is there any cities or festivals that you're looking forward to playing the most this summer?
Well, there's one that we can't talk about
The
yet, but we are so stoked, and we can't wait till y'all hear about it.
Can you give any teasers?
No.
Maybe like the beginning letter.
When is this come out?
In the next week, 2 weeks.
No,
Okay,
we can't tell
do
you
so.
when.
Yeah, no hints, no drops. They'll break the
because
contract.
we go and exactly.
Right.
We go and do that,
We'll
and
never
then,
get
and then
there.
everybody will be like, "No, they were lying because they aren't there."
So we could at least say that it's going to happen in the United States, though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that narrows it down.
And it's actually okay. I'll tell you, it is
No,
in.
We're not saying anything.
Okay.
You say East Coast,
We
West
cannot.
Coast.
We have to take this mic away from.
Okay, so you've heard of Coachella.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, it's not that.
It's not Coachella. Okay.
Bonnaroo did not want us,
Bonnaroo, okay.
but still pretty excited, all things considered.
South by Southwest.
Ooh. Yeah,
Still
no, not
do
that one.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, it's worth a shot. What about like cities? Any cities that you really look forward to playing the most when you get to them? You're traveling.
Well,
We like to play here now.
yeah, right. We're
Yeah,
actually
right.
We're gonna be playing here.
we're gonna be having our debut in Nashville
Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, that's coming.
in April.
In
And So
April.
we're really excited about that. you
Dee's
know?
Country Lounge.
Okay.
Come check
awesome.
us out.
Dee's Country Lounge. It
Yeah.
sounds like a country bar, though.
Lice,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
they-
we can.
There's a lot of bluegrass.
I can talk
jam
country
bands.
like no other.
Yeah.
They get-
Okay.
There is that. But no, they get some jam bands in there as well, so which is cool.
They've got some
It's a
Lucid
nice blend.
Evolution happening there as well,
Yeah,
right?
man, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Evolution, taking that Nashville, bringing it some of that
Yeah, bring the
psychedelic.
storm to Nashville.
Right, because traditionally it's all just like bluegrass and twangy country down there, right?
But they have pinball, I do believe.
Can't comment on that. I haven't done my research.
I bet they've got.
Well, the city of Nashville has a tremendous place to play pinball. As far as time goes, we'll have to see how that shakes out.
Right. You can go in there and try to run somebody up on the machine.
Oh,
Yeah, get
just,
some money out on it.
it's my first day. I just like some advice.
Yeah, right.
We're thinking about getting Cam a scooter so that when we do get to the shows that he can always get to the next pinball
Yeah.
area where they have them.
It's far more affordable than an Uber.
Yeah. That's like a VIP treatment. Though.
Yes, VIP treatment
Yeah.
for only the pinball wizard.
Let's see. I got one more question here for you all.
Okay, we got one more answer.
Yeah. Maybe the door's not going to shut. Okay. If the band had to survive on a deserted island, who's getting voted off first? Who's in charge of building the shelter? And who's 100% starting a cult with the local wildlife?
I got this.
All right, let's hear it.
I will build a shelter because I'm a master builder. I would be getting kicked off first because I'm just a pain in the ass to deal with, and then after that, I would go build a tribe with the culture
wildlife,
because
yeah.
what other choices do I have?
Right, yeah.
So we got that covered.
Brian.
Okay,
me.
The
it's
answer
all
is
you.
Brian. The answer is Brian. I
Sorry,
don't think I would last very long
Uh-huh.
on a deserted island. I just have no will to survive.
Yeah, right.
Coca-Cola, not
Yeah.
the cocaine.
Uh,
But maybe it will exist there. We don't know.
hey,
We'll
I
find
heard,
out.
I heard RFK was going to put the Coke back in Coca-Cola.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
interested in
Yeah,
that.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the
Every
price might
day
go
is a
up.
new day
Right.
with the news stories.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell you, if you guys whoever end up running off into the woods and start the call, you could take Wilson with you, and you
perfect.
could make the people and the indigenous tribes and the wildlife believe that that's like the new god. Like you and the ball are the new god.
Yeah.
Right?
Can I take this guy with me?
Yeah, you can take the banana too. Yeah,
Alright.
but you'll have to send it back with some carrier pigeons eventually.
It's my deity.
Okay, as long as we can shake on it.
No religion is complete without competition.
No religion's complete without competition. Yes, that's right.
Those are lyrics from our next album.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
Good.
I thought you were going to say
Oh. I said I call the grapes.
We call the grapes. Oh yeah, he liked the grapes. And nobody's ever commented on the grapes, but they usually ask about the banana. Yeah.
The grapes are a fascination piece.
Yeah, the grapes were apparently those were like a special fruit, obviously, but like only held for righteous people back in the Roman times. Yeah, it's like gold dust now apparently. Yeah, right. Might be far-fetching that a little bit, but grapes. All right, y'all. Well, why don't you go ahead and give a shout out where people can find your music at, your social media, stuff like that.
Okay. We're Lucid Evolution Band on Instagram. We are lucidevolutionband.com, where you can find all the information you need to know about every one of us.
Okay, awesome.
And all of our music.
You're on Spotify, iTunes.
We're on Spotify, iTunes,
SoundCloud,
Amazon,
all that stuff.
SoundCloud, maybe. We're everywhere.
Godgirth.com.
Godgirth.com.
Audition next week.
there yet.
so
Oh, we got the job.
we'll know more.
Yeah.
We got the job.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to get in.
There's stiff competition.
Stiff. We're into competitive
That's right.
stiffness.
Getgirth.com, y'all. Not sponsored tonight by Getgirth.com.
Not yet sponsored.
But it is sponsored by Live at the Shop, which is here at 1233 Ohio Avenue in Dunbar, West Virginia, where you can see bands like Lucid Evolution and Chirp, which will be on the next episode here in a little bit, and lots of great live music. So, yeah. Of course, if you like this episode, you can watch more on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for the Grassroots 304 podcast. Make sure to give it a like and to subscribe. That's it up and down. And support live local music. Check these guys out. Go listen to their music, Spotify, iTunes, and go give them a like and follow as well. And maybe next time you can see them in person. Of course, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
It's fun.
All right. Have a good night. Peace out. Stay true. Love one another. I try. Maybe it'll be like, Jimmy Fallon said.
I was thinking more like Zach Galifianakis.
Between the two Verns.
Between the ferns,
Between the ferns, yeah, we could do that. But maybe like between the pot plants.
Yeah, right. Between the hemps.
Between the grass.
Which one of your parents hurt you?
Between the grass.